Are you struggling to use Asyncpg with AWS Lambda? You're not alone. Many developers face this issue, and today we're going to help you troubleshoot it. I totally get how frustrating it can be when you encounter import errors while working on your project. It can feel like you're hitting a brick wall, especially when you're eager to get things done. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user recently reported an error when trying to import Asyncpg in AWS Lambda. They received a message saying, unable to import module handler, no module named asyncpg.protocol.protocol. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what could be causing this import error? It often happens when the required package isn't included in your Lambda deployment package, or when the environment isn't set up correctly. Let's break it down step by step. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a valuable tip on how to properly package your dependencies for AWS Lambda. To resolve the import error with Asyncpg and AWS Lambda, the user should first ensure that they are using a compatible Python version. AWS Lambda supports specific Python versions, so it's important to check that the version matches the one used in the Asyncpg library. Next, the user needs to create a deployment package that includes the Asyncpg library. This involves installing Asyncpg in a local environment that matches the Lambda execution environment. After creating the deployment package, the user should upload it to AWS Lambda. This can be done through the AWS Management Console or using the AWS CLI. Finally, the user should test the Lambda function to ensure that Asyncpg is imported correctly and that the function executes without errors. This can be done by invoking the function from the console. Fun fact, did you know that AWS Lambda can automatically scale your application? It's like having a personal assistant that works 24/7 without needing coffee breaks. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggests that Asyncpg has C bindings. It doesn't work well with AWS Lambda. The recommended solution is to upload the library with its bindings pre-compiled for a Linux environment. You can do this by creating a virtual environment and following the AWS guidelines for creating a deployment package. Additionally, the user points out that similar issues have been discussed in forums, and frameworks like Chalice offer workarounds for these common problems. Now, let's see a response from a different user. An alternative approach suggested by another user is to write your code within the function named Lambda Handler. They recommend importing all necessary libraries and functions below this handler function. Here's that valuable tip I promised. Always test your Lambda function locally before deploying. This can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to resolve the import error and get Asyncpg working with AWS Lambda. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.